Hi, everyone. Amazing creators, conscious entrepreneurs. Welcome, welcome, welcome to one more weekly live training for our No More Embarrassment, how to create your outstanding content that converts. So you're watching one of our weekly training series for the awakened entrepreneur. Before we get started, as we always mentioned, you're always welcome to have a heart-to-heart chat if you are creating or scaling or wanting to go to the next level for your online entrepreneur's journey and your services. So always welcome to have a chat with us, a 15-minute quick chat. And the link is down below that how you can book that call with us. And now I will hand it over to Ying to get started on this amazing content that we're sharing today.
Hi, Jay. Thank you so much. Hi, amazing creators, conscious entrepreneur. Thank you so much for coming to our weekly live training, how to transform your business online. So this week, we're going to talk about, content creation. Through the years of my experience, create a business, and many times, as you can see, my background is Chinese. And when I create a content, sometimes I feel embarrassed that not good enough to show. So I think why it's important to really mastering about a content creation is because you don't want to create a content that is you feel embarrassed or shy to not proud of your content. You want to create a content that come from your heart energetically and to show. That's most important part of creative content creation. And the second thing is most people, a coach and a consultant, you run a business online, we create a content, and many times that you run out of ideas, how to create a content that really getting people to take action and to have a form deep engagement with your clients, and ultimately you have the opportunity to serve them. And the last thing I wanted to talk about why it's so important to create a content and the benefits of create amazing, outstanding content. It's also about the structure. And in our Awaken Entrepreneur transformational programs, we not only to share with you about content creation, we also share about it with you about how to create a content with your title, amazing titles, taglines, structures of content, whether it's your Facebook, whether it's your LinkedIn, your articles, your blogs, your ads, your programs. And we covered the whole process about creating content. I would give away one tips I found is really useful with content creation, which is make sure that you really switch off your head and turn on your heart. And if you can just get yourself out of the way, let the content flow through you, and your content will be start forming a deep connection with your clients. And if you speak your audience's language and be able to connect with your audience, connect with your clients. So that's the benefits of content creation. Some of our students and clients, we worked with them at the beginning, they come in with content which is not organized, and I would say that the knowledge and the piece of information was scattered. And through our training modules and creation programs, and we allowing getting clients to transform 3-4 paid high-end clients within 3 weeks, around the $10,000 high-end clients. That's the power of content creation, that we see that over again with our clients, with our students, that once you have the head of the structure of the content creation, but you also open the heart and allowing the content to flow through you. Ultimately, you want to create a content with a joy, and you be proud to show your content with the world. That's the most important thing about content creation. Jade will talk a little bit more, but one thing I wanted to one thing I like to give away is if you don't do your content creation right, you might keep doing exactly the same thing and expecting different results. and it does waste you lots of energies because you don't getting your ideal results. So if you really wanted to really master your content creation, your business structure, and your branding, your tagline, your service, your products, we love to have a heart-to-heart chat with you. And in our on Awaken Entrepreneur transformational programs that we also shared with you about how to create your content with structure, with your backbone. And we're also going to share with you the magic formula for your outstanding content creation that give your clients deep engagement and converts, really growing your business, scale your business. And we also share with you about how to create events, whether it's online, whether it's offline, with huge impact. How do you create a content that people will take action, wanted to work with you? And the most important one, you also get a chance to learn about content creation around the visual part of the content creation as well. So definitely love to have a heart-to-heart chat with you. And if you wanted to book a chat with us, click the link below, and I'll let Jade to talk a bit more about content creation.
Yes, thank you very much, Ying, and well summarized. As she mentioned above, I'll start with what is content creation. What is content at the end of the day? And then now we're talking about all forms of content that's representing you online. So there are videos, there are pictures, there are social media posts, there are your articles, there are your websites, everything you can think of. So in my understanding, content is literally just all forms of expression of your service, of your business, of how you help this world, how you're impacting other people. So that is why it's very important, because it's the frontier, it's the front line of you when you're putting yourself in front of other people, whichever form they are watching you. It could be the video or audio or podcast, however that is. So you want to make sure that, we want to make sure that helping you to create content that's actually helping you. And what's the ultimate goal of creating content anyways? It's eventually having people having that willingness to engage with you, having the motivation to reach out to you and maybe convert, or at least stay in your community, stay in your, maybe it's your Facebook group, stay in your email newsletter, all those kind of ways that you can keep on adding value and impacting them. And then one day down the track, they may decide to join this transformation journey with you. So we actually have a specific process that we developed that we call Sophie, which is what Ying mentioned. It's that so-called magic formula from our own content. And when we call it a formula, it's literally a universal formula that we use for everything, up to just a four-letter a title, a longer, even up to a very long article, or it's our landing page, or it's a website, it's the video that you're watching right now, even our free courses. That's how we used to create. It's a really good, clean, easy to use formula. And with that, one of our clients, within just 1 week, she was able to generate a client with $7,000 income from just creating video from her existing database. That's how powerful it is. Our aim is help you to create content with flow and conversion. That's ultimately what we want. I mean, there is the joy of creating, videos or Instagram pages and people leaving lots of likes and comments, but that doesn't necessarily mean your business is sustainable, doesn't necessarily mean you're really making an impact. You want to make sure that your messages, your services are actually landing in people's heart, and they do want to reach out to you. They do want to take action, right? Speaking of which, we actually have a free training course for limited time. They are valuable stuff that we put out of the Awaken Entrepreneur Bigger program, the magical things, and we put together. It will be available for limited time. So if you are interested, PM us or contact us, book that call. We will give you the access to that. The second point I want to talk about is a lot of the times people are not sure why they are creating their contents. Why are you creating your contents? What's your purpose? What are you trying to achieve here? as I mentioned above, a lot of the times, it's of course you're putting yourself out there, making people being aware of who you are, what you do, and ultimately you want that to be initiating engagements. You want that to be creating your community. You want that to be ultimately converts, right? So when we talk about content, there are several things. You need to have a structure for your content. It's great that you can just jump online and sharing your beautiful stories and sharing your beautiful energies. But when you have a structure and when you have that several components, then that will be a winning content. Several things normally you want to have included in your content is including, of course, it's definitely sharing your energy, who you are, so that you can create a resonance. So probably your story, unique in your own way. And there are other components that you want to relate to your clients. You want your clients to feel like you understand them, you're speaking directly to them, that they can hear specific phrases and terms that they want to hear from you. That's why one of the tips that we were sharing is really creating content in the moment you feel the most. So your energy, your message is very strong and evokes feelings and actions. And more detail of how to do that is again in our more training and the Awakened Entrepreneur program. Speaking of the second part of, if you don't do your content properly, what would happen? Sometimes, because there are so many so-called strategies or so-called frameworks or agenda out there that people are doing, we may blindly just follow what other people are doing. Or some of clients, and even I personally had that before, you just delegated your marketing or your content creation to other people without knowing what's your key message, without knowing what's your key structure, what's your key to call to action. What would happen is, if those are not aligned with you, you're not doing what you're preaching, and eventually you are not calling out to the right audience, or your voice will be just submerged by so many other voices on the market. And if your contents are not speaking to your audience, they may not feel the resonance, and therefore they cannot connect with you, and they may assume that you don't really understand what they're going through and may not communicate with you. And the end result is, with all those struggling and hard effort, sweat and even tears at times for you to, put yourself out there, create all this content, it's not necessarily creating that engagement. And with less engagement, there may be less conversion for your business. And in the end, you may struggle with no oxygen. We all know that cash flow, consistent cash flow and client is what we need for our business. So you want to make sure the sales process it's easy only if you create your content in the right way, attracting the right client. If this is all done right, everything is really in the flow and it's so easy. And that's what we are enjoying at the moment. So again, what I shared above, just quick summarize. With the magic formula, which we call Sophie, we actually have a little pie chart of how that's composed, but that, of course, we don't have enough time to explain that here, but I mentioned some of the components that should be included. We have clients having life-changing moments, light bulb moments, realizing that they don't have to be anyone else. They just need to share their content in the way they talk, to be bold, to be different, to be bold, to be themselves, and having that fulfillment of clients' leads coming in. Literally, our client was so happy when she shared that to us. And again, there are more details in our Awakened Entrepreneur program. That's including what's the backbone of really creating a content for yourself. How do you use a formula to all kinds of content that you're creating, even if it's just a video, so that you make sure your contents are consistent and you're not missing any of the important components when it comes to creating a content. Sometimes you share a really good story, but then you forgot to call the clients to what's the next step for your program or for your services. That's very important. And also, how do you effortlessly create content that's unique to you, but also creating impact? As well as we also teach you how to create testimonials that generates that social proof. And some visual content as well. So pictures, videos, infographics, and other things. All right, that's all from me, and I'll hand it back to Ying.
Thank you so much, Jade. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining our weekly live training. So every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we're doing business live training, and the topics would be something around the selling, content creation, product structure. And if you are interested and wanted to create amazing content for your business and don't feel embarrassed anymore and create a content really outstanding, thank you so much for watching our videos. And click the link below. You can book a 15 minutes heart-to-heart chat with us, and I will see you next Wednesday.
See you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.